Radhe Krishna, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha. Welcome to Thirukkolur Penpillai Rahasyam episode number 76. 6 more Bhakti Rahasyams, including this one, and we would be completing our 81 Bhakti Rahasyams narrated by Thirukkolur Penpillai to Swami Ramanuja. What a great spiritual journey Thirukkolur Penpillai has took us through in all these times. Her soulful comparisons with either various devotees sourced from their incidents, their life episodes, sourced from various scriptures like Ramayana, Mahabharata, Vishnu Purana, the life history of various saints. All these have opened up different perspectives about devotion. In other words, Thirukkolur Penpillai has given us 81 different ways of staying devoted, staying connected with the Lord. In our current Bhakti Rahasyam, Thirukkolur Penpillai is comparing herself with a very simple lady. She was a devotee and she had a great devotion for her spiritual master. Now, who was this devotee? What did she do for her spiritual master? Let's hear on. This devotee goes by the name Kanapurathaal. She was a resident of the holy town of Srirangam in Tamil Nadu. Now, Srirangam is the abode of Lord Ranganatha. Now, this lady was constantly worshipping the Lord, serving her spiritual master, and was leading a happy, peaceful spiritual life. It so happens at one point in time where her spiritual master wanted to come to Srirangam. So he had to cross a river, that is the river Kaveri, which flows in and around that area. Now he had to cross, he had some disciples coming with him. Even Kanapurathaal for some reason was away from Srirangam. So all of them were coming to Srirangam, and at that point in time it was a bit dark, it was late in the evening, and all of them got into an available round boat which would take them from that shore to this shore coming into Srirangam. Now they all got into it. The round boat was a bit overloaded, yet the boatman didn't mind. He also knew about the situation. Then it was dark, it could rain anytime. So with those conditions, he started rowing his boat. In the middle of the journey, suddenly the river waters started surging. So it was a kind of a danger sign, yet the boatman carried on to the point that the surges were now very fast and the boat started moving in circular direction in the river. So the factor of overload and the strong current meant that the boat was in the danger of capsizing and it started threatening its occupants. Now at this point in time, the boatman appealed to all the occupants that this is the current situation. If at least one or two people don't jump into the water and swim to the shore, this boat will definitely capsize or submerge in water. now nobody had those guts because of the situation. It was dark, the river was angry. Now these conditions may even lead an expert swimmer to think twice. Yet all present in the boat were no expert swimmers, but yet there was something in the appeal of the boatman. He felt that if one or two people who knew even the basics of swimming, if they could just manage, he could manage the boat and come safely to the other shore. Still, there was nobody who was budging. At that point in time, this devotee Kanapurathaal, she comes forward. She says, "O boatman, may you live long. This boat carries my spiritual master, and he does a lot of selfless devotional service. No way we can afford to lose him in this situation. It is better for me to jump into the river rather than putting his life at risk." Saying so, she just bowed respectfully before her spiritual master, and without giving any moment for either the master or the others present to talk to her, she just jumped into the river. Now she would definitely have known some swimming techniques to survive that situation. Now with the boat slightly lesser in weight, the boatman, with difficulty, he does manage to ferry all the other occupants to the shores of Srirangam safely. Everyone gets down. The spiritual master is continuously talking to everyone present there that this was very unfortunate that we had to lose this devotee Kanapurathaal in this angry river. And that's when they hear a voice somewhere closer to them from the river, which is Kanapurathaal's voice. He says that, "O master, by your grace I have survived. In fact, the moment I jumped off the boat, I had to swim a little bit, but then I ended up in a small patch of muddy land, or you may call it a small island, and I'm there safe." That's when, hearing her voice and her situation, the spiritual master is very happy. He tells the boatman to just follow the voice and take his boat to that place and get her back. The boatman does that. He follows the voice. He finds her in a patch of land in the middle of the river. And then he brings her back to safety. So immediately she comes, she goes down to her spiritual master and says, "In this dangerous situation also, you, O spiritual master, you came in the form of an island to protect me. So when I am in such a protective environment, what is there to worry for me?" For which the spiritual master blessed her. He said, "If that is your faith, that I came as an island to protect you, so be it. Continue doing your selfless service, devotional service for the Lord." So this was the particular incident. It's a very small Bhakti Rahasyam. This is the episode which Thirukkolur Penpillai catches. She says, "Did I jump into the river?" Her Bhakti Rahasyam statement is, "Did I jump into the river like Kanapurathaal?" This devotee Kanapurathaal had such a great devotion for her spiritual master. She didn't think twice. Immediately, she jumped off. And by the grace of the Lord, by the grace of her spiritual master, she survived and she was brought to the shore safely. So it's a great lesson on selfless service which Kanapurathaal teaches us. In fact, there have been so many instances, so many devotees who have done selfless service for the Lord. A great example is Lakshmana, who relentlessly served Lord Rama for 14 years during his exile. Lord Hanuman, he did selfless acts while being deeply devoted to the Lord. So, and even in Swami Ramanuja's life, he had so many great disciples whose sole focus was acharya Bhakti. What to say of Embar Govinda? What to say of Kurat Talwan or Mudali Andan? These were the great disciples of Swami Ramanuja, who throughout their lives, or they led a selfless life, devoting it for their spiritual master. So from our perspective also, we need to look around. What is that? Or are there some set of activities? Are there some set of people to whom we can behave in a selfless manner? Always being selfish, putting our needs, our luxuries ahead of everyone doesn't serve the purpose. It does leave a not so good taste in everyone's lives. So try doing some acts selflessly without always thinking or placing our mind on what we would get back out of that act, or what would this person do for me in return. So if these selfish motives are kept aside and we do act, or we do even a single act selflessly, that would help us to know what it is to lead a selfless life. That itself would pave the way for devotion. So selfless act combined with devotion for the Lord, plus doing all our activities in our routines, that is a good recipe for a peaceful and a happy life. So that was all from our Bhakti Rahasyam number 76. Stay blessed, stay devoted, and stay tuned for the next 5 episodes. Radhe Krishna, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha.